Hello everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Alckemy. We are ready to get started. I am delighted to be playing some Mario Kart. If anybody has Mario Kart, you guys can hop in the lobby if you want. Get this going over here for a second. Bye. It's like falling down. Okay, let me try this one more time and see if I can get this to stick. But yeah, what's going on? How are you? How's life? Welcome. We're going to be doing some tune feedback for any of you all. This is not staying. So let me fix this very quickly. Otherwise, it's going to drive me crazy. Drives me crazy. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Let's go like that. Let's go like this. And then I need to... God damn it. Hold on one sec, guys. Epic ceiling stream? Hopefully not. I think that should be good. Yeah, so welcome everybody. Is that the cucumber thing?
It's pretty badass.
That's pretty good. Did you submerge it though in the thing?
Yeah, I let it sit overnight. Because these have been soaking in that marinade overnight.
That's pretty good. Oh, Squeak stream takeover. Hello, world. I have to announce to everybody that I have learned to shake with both hands.
And that we're about to get nails cut today.
And that she's going to get her nails cut today. Thank you.
Psych. Don't play a Playboy.
Sorry. 50 things going on at once. Okay, sweet. I'm good, baby. Thank you, though. I'll have some of that later, though. Yeah. Welcome. What's going on?
Are you okay if I take her by myself?
Yeah. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to go with you or not, so.
I didn't want to rob you of the experience.
Oh, it's not going to be fun, babe. Or I don't know, maybe it will. Hopefully she'll be fine. Yeah, she's about to go get her nails taken to get trimmed, which my nails are nicely trimmed. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name's Alckemy. We're going to be playing some Mario Kart here in just a minute, and while we're doing that, I am going to be reviewing your tunes. Very quickly, this is how this works. You can hop over here into Alckemy's feedback stream. There is a link to the Discord in the description. There is also, let me go ahead and shift this here. Please, one submission per person. Please don't submit anything that is not safe for work. Please, I don't know, it's Saturday, but still, you never know. Somebody might be in an office or something, and then you might hear, you know, some crazy nonsense, and I don't want to get anybody fired. I don't want you to get anybody fired, because I'm not going to be held responsible. That being said, we already have quite a few submissions, which is really cool. I'm really happy about that. And yeah, are you all ready to get started? I don't really have anything else to say. Yeah, if you can, for all of you who have not submitted yet, or even still, you can still go back and change this. Do me a favor. Let me write something out for me that you want me to listen for. And also, I appreciate that you're giving me the warning this time, Velvet. I will turn this up a little bit, but let me see what's going on here. Okay, that's not too bad. But yeah, we're going to be playing some Knockout Tour, and I'm going to try to win, and we'll see what happens. That's at this side. Maybe up here. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. All right, so I think like you just need some contrast. Because right now the kick and the clap thing kind of just goes on, and as it's progressing, there isn't really enough to signal like when the different parts of the track are like happening, if that makes sense. So like you have an intro and you have a main section, but when you're progressing the track and you're adding that other stuff, having a couple of those details will kind of help create that separation of like whoosh, okay, now something happens, and then this, and then something happens. But you have so little elements in your track that I would personally recommend, you know, reiterating on the musical idea that you have and harmonize with that. Undistorted percussion, yeah, like even a hat or something, right? Or it could still be distorted. I don't really care about that, but just something that kind of helps push it, you know, but it kind of stays in the same spot. Oh man, are we going to be dealing with this again? This is not the business. Hey all, let's play Alckemy loses all of his fucking points. Jesus, man. I lost 70 points from that. You know what? Whatever. I'll get it back. But yeah, I think that having a little bit more elements and a little bit more narrative, I think elements to, you know, transitional things, or pick it up a little bit over time, because like it's kind of there, but you're not really like, it's not going anywhere, I guess. And the only thing that you need to do to make it go somewhere is to add tension or to add energy to it over time. Or you can go more subtle with it. Like you can cut everything out and then do like a low pass thing, to where it's just like a low pass kick, and then you only have maybe the drone playing or something like that. But yeah, that's what I would do with that. Same song as last time, but now with only missing outro. Mixdown is probably decent, but is it really? I mean, I don't know. I'm not really a mixdown person, but... Or I'm not really a mixing feedback person, but I'll see if anything sticks out. You need to change it right here. Dude, are you not gonna let me play this fucking game today, or what is going on? Maybe my streaming bitrate is too high, but like, come on, dude. Same drop. Alright guys, we're gonna play something else because This is yeah, that's ridiculous. Let me see what else we could play. Maybe play Ninja Gaiden 3 or something. Play Metroid Prime. Huh? Oh, I keep getting kicked out. I haven't even been able to start a race. I keep getting kicked. So like, I'm gonna play something else.
Hopefully you don't play me.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You eat all the cucumber salad, you don't tell me.
You ate all the cucumber salad. What are you?
I told you. I said I put new cucumbers in there. Just need to sit for at least an hour to get the full flavor effect.
Anyways. A bunch of fucking sweats. Okay. All right. Hold on. Let me start with the intro. I think that the intro, like, it's the duration of the intro is fine, but the problem that I have with it is that it doesn't really have anything, like, it goes from 0 to 100 way too fast and doesn't have any elements that introduce the main idea. The other thing is that your main riff is like, it overstays its welcome way too long. I just listened to 3.5 minutes of boom 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 boom, and it like, it's strong. It's a great idea. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not trying to take that away from you. At the same time, like, you don't do enough to make it really stand out. In my opinion, something that I would do is, like, instead of having all this percussion and stuff, you don't need that. You don't need the roll right now. Like, I would just do like an 1/8 roll or something right now, because that hi-hat is actually impeding on the rhythm that you have, and it's taking away from the impact. So like, if you just did like the and you did the boom dum 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 dum, like with maybe a ride or something like that, that would be so much more impactful. And then during your second section, you can add something on top, like a higher layer for the next part right here. Like, I can hear that you have a tension chord over that, but you can layer the main bass sound and then add your shakers, because that will give you a sense of progression for the rest of the tune. And then like, you change the groove again. So do a C part or something like that. But like, when you get back here, like, there's nothing surprising with this. So I have no reason to like want to stick around, because there's literally nothing different about it. And I don't think that the idea is strong enough that it warrants a stay for like me to put this on repeat, because the riff is so short. It's literally a 4-bar riff. And like, if it had something that had a really long call and response to maybe like, you can kind of bait somebody out to listen to what's going to happen in the response, then you might be able to pull that off. But for this track, it's this moment of this pattern that's this short, repeated over 2.5 minutes. So that's kind of why I'm like, do you produce every day, or do I reserve certain days of the week to work on my stuff? I'm guessing I spend more time off stream producing, trying to balance not getting burnt out. Between this, should you submit a track? Yeah, of course you should. Between this and all of the other tools that I have, I'm doing something production related just about every day. But most of the time when I'm actually making music is on stream. Sometimes Tuesdays and Thursdays I'll be on Discord and hang out with everybody, but like, almost everything that I've made has been public. And it's not like I'm trying to do that, it's just how it works out. But yeah, I mean, I probably put 20 to 25 hours into production every week. Okay, so that's what I have for that one. What am I going to play? Because Mario Kart is not, yeah, I'm going to fucking lose my mind if I can't even get into a game on Mario Kart. Yeah, like, you shouldn't be trying to write, I mean, I guess you can, or write a track every day. But I don't know, like, I can, but my quality tends to kind of like start to, Unless if I'm trying to do a challenge. If I'm trying to do a challenge, then I stop doing sound design and I just focus on writing beats. But a lot of times I try to balance out what it is that I'm doing. Well, the thing is like I can't even play Super Smash Bros. Online because I keep getting kicked off of my fucking internet. So I could play Enter the Gungeon. I haven't played this in a while, but I can try. I was gonna tell you something else. Oh, so I'm trying a new schedule, and no, just export an MP3. Sorry, fuck words. My thing is, I'm trying to produce tracks on stream Monday and Wednesday, do just sound design on Friday, and then do track feedback on Saturday. So that's kind of, it is an MP3. Oh shit, submit a shorter version? I don't know. Okay, love you. I'll see you a bit. I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you a bit. I'll see a batch. I'm just kidding. I never call her that. Yeah, so that's what I have. Cyber grind, hardcore techno, noise grind. Just want to see my opinion on this. Loud warning. Okay, but what kind of opinion do you want? Like, are you saying like, do I like it, or what? Give me some more info. Wait, what? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna need a couple of tries to get back in this. Yeah, it's a bit much. Yeah, I mean the high-end stuff and all that is not my thing. Partly because it's just a bit too much. Also, like, that's kind of painful to listen to and damaging to people's ears. So, I think, like, some aspects of it are pretty cool, you know? Like, I think that the concept of it is alright. It's not really my thing because there's, like, not really any how do I say, like, there's not really any breaks over the whole thing, you know, it just kind of goes. But I personally would like, you know, for there to be like a breakdown or something of the sort. Yeah, it's hard to say. I don't really think that I would be the person to give you advice on this, because like I said, it's not really my genre. I'm also like, I want the drums to be heavier, which, like, you have a lot of drums, but they're mixed in the sense of like metal, and that's like one of my biggest things with metal drums, is that they always take out the low end to leave space for the vocals and guitar, and I'm just kind of like, you know, which I get, they're supposed to be fast, but yeah, I don't know. Also, just as a forewarning, the noise, like the high-pitched noise and stuff, is really not good for your ears, and not good for my ears either. Sorry, I'm being blocked by the camera. Yeah, that will give you permanent hearing damage if that's too loud. As much as other hardcore genres. Okay, yeah. So like I said, I got you. Or I hear you when you say that. So that's why it's not really. Oh yeah, should I just use a ping pong snare? No, you should take out that high-end peak that's in this. Whatever that is on the super high end, like, bro, like that's really dangerous. You got to take that out. Like, that shit hurts people, man. Like, I get it, like, it's supposed to be noisy and like all that stuff. I've made stuff that's supposed to be like hella noisy and stuff too, but like the harsh noise loop, like, there's a way to use harsh noise without it having that. And so whatever that is, that's got to be like 15K maybe, or like 13K up. That's the kind of shit that is like, yeah, peak at 12K just hurts. That's just pain. And if you want me to feel pain, then there's other ways to do it that might make me like the music more. But yeah, the track itself was okay. It's not really my thing, but yeah, since I'm using Ableton without paying for it yet. Okay, we'll take the master and put it into a DAW and then use an EQ and just figure out where that peak is and dip it. It's not that hard to fix. Fuck, you can do that in GarageBand, you know, on your phone. All right. Thank you for submitting, though. I appreciate it. And I don't mean to roast your track, but just as in a means of, like, you asked me for my opinion and I wanted to make sure that you had it. So, I don't like the second drop. How can I fix this? It's in shambles. You should be able to fix it in Audacity. Is this the second drop? That should have been, this part should have been the first part that you played. Yeah, I think the second drop was way better than the first part. The problem with the first part is that like it's just bass sounds and it doesn't really have a distinct pattern. It's just like and like that's cool for a little bit, but you kind of get to a point where it's like, all right, where is this going? You know what I mean? And so because of that, I think that you should put the second drop first and then maybe have like a 4-bar section that goes into that abstract bass movement. I think that you should make the entire track around the whatever, around the second part. I don't even know why I bothered with that. I should have copy pasted those so you can end it now. Oh, well, I mean, I'm in the midst of the game, so you know what I mean? I'm not gonna pause and then pause, but yeah, I think that was cool. I also think that you need to do more with the drums because like right now it's just the beat and it's just like it doesn't really have any nuance. It just sounds like a loop. And I would have liked there to have been, you know, a little bit more with that. But yeah, let me go back here and see what's going on. Is it possible to lower the music for Enter the Gungeon? Yeah, it's at -29. The random bass bits work great as a transition or something, but that 16th machine gun bass is fucking nutty. Yeah, like that's the thing that actually has like a distinct pattern, and that's kind of what I would focus on. Is that better? I turned it down. All right, Pock, you're next. Tried something more atmospheric-ish. My usual suspects in the arrangement. Edible, too short perhaps. Good vibes. Send the mixes in the server. Try to let that get too close. I don't remember what these do. Oh, sick. Yeah, that was pretty cool. I think, I mean, my big thing with it is, I wish that there was a little bit more play on, like, the moment to moment. Because right now it feels like it was just, like, some loops that were thrown together. And I think that part of that is stopping the music at certain points and then like restarting the music at certain points, if that makes sense. Because right now there's not really any transitions or anything that kind of help it like move from one place to the other. The actual arrangement of it is okay, but you kind of need some ways to help introduce like the next pieces, in my opinion, that will kind of blend and make sense of like why you're moving to the next section, as opposed to here's part A, here's part B, if that makes sense. I think that the mix is okay. I think that you have too many elements going on at once in some cases. Sorry. That's not necessarily like a terrible thing, but no. Fuck. Shit. But yeah, that's just kind of, that's gonna come with experience. Like teasing the elements, yeah, or like, you know, having risers or something, you know, or like building stuff that comes up over time. Like those are the kinds of things that will help out a lot, because you don't really have any like transitional elements. It's just like it reminds me of a game soundtrack that is just like, here's part A, oh fuck, here's part B, you know what I mean? And I think that if you had something like that, sorry, you know, things like reverse crashes or shit like that, it'll really help you out in like making the track blend together. I do have simple noise risers, but I guess those don't really cut it. There weren't really enough for me to be like, oh yeah, this is like, I didn't notice it, long story short. And I don't have my game volume very high, so there's that. But yeah, I think overall the idea is cool. But like, if we listen back to this, you know, I think that it's just a matter of the placement, right? Because the shakers, like everything is up front and you don't have any like foreground, mid, and background elements. Like everything is just kind of like there. Which I get what you're going for. Like I'm a big fan of Mad Zach. But it could also be that everything is just kind of dead ass center. So maybe pushing stuff out a little bit could help you, but it... Yeah, it feels like everything is competing with each other right there in the center. But you see, like, you've got two arpeggiators, a bass line, drums, and your shaker, right? Like, it's too much going on. You don't need all that. Yeah, it feels like, and this is like one of those things that a lot of people do whenever they're like getting comfortable with beat making, is they have a tendency to just like stack vertically, but now you're at this crossroad where you should prioritize, like play one and then play the other, but you don't need to have all these elements going on at once. Yeah, like you're trying to make me pay attention to 3 different melodies, right? Because your bass line has a melody, you have the arpeggiator that's the saw wave, and then you have the other one that's kind of also like a saw wave or like a distorted sine or something like that. Like I get that counter melody is a thing, but like if you have too much shit, especially melodically, then it's really hard to maintain focus of like, what am I trying to pay attention to? What is the main idea of the track? So there's this thing called the rule of threes, and it's not something that you have to like be a slave to, but there's a reason why it exists, and I suggest like looking more into that. But it plays the exact same melody, just spread out through octaves a little more. It feels like it's not, though. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel like you're harmonizing with it. It feels like it's doing its own thing. Okay, Danny. Advanced group therapy. Yes, this is the kind of content you come for. Pet the dog. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. Ice cream truck? That's funny. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh shit. I don't really have much to say about that, to be honest. Like, it's cool, but I mean, what kind of feedback do you want? It just it doesn't really sound like. What could I possibly say that would make you like want to change something about it, you know? I think that's the big question. Hey, okay. I forgot that I need to hit the jump button. I feel something strummed would fit this nicely. Doesn't sound out of tune in an unpleasant way. Yeah. Am I familiar with microtonality? Dude, I was giving you advice on microtonality last week. What do you mean? Or maybe he's not talking to me. Maybe he's talking to you. I would add more elements. I mean, I don't know if I would, to be honest. It doesn't really, I don't really feel like it needs it. I think it's done, to be honest. It feels like something that you would walk into a curiosity shop for, you know, or like a happy, yeah, like a happy customer type deal. This isn't looking too hot. I thought that there was a mode on here that, oh shit. I thought there was a mode on this where every few minutes the gun changes. That's what I thought I was getting into, but I guess not. Maybe that's only with Exit the Gungeon. Does have that Magician Store type of vibe. The reverb is maybe slightly too much intro. That's fair. Really? I don't remember. Yeah, dude, we were talking about EDO and Bitwig and stuff. But yeah, anyway, I don't really have much to say about it. I think it's fine. Alright, Pop. I'm mainly concerned about the horizontal and vertical composition and coherency of layers. Mix is an ultra priority, although I'd love any pointers since I haven't been thinking about it as much. Is this just quiet? Yeah, that part's a bit quiet. It's been a while since I played it. I used to play it like every day, but yeah, that was super cool. I do think that there are a couple of areas, more so towards the beginning slash middle, that the transitions of part to part could be a little bit better. The only reason why I say that is because sometimes the jumping from one instrumentation to the other is the part that's kind of like, okay, I see what you're going for, but it kind of, I don't know. I think that there's a way to maybe introduce those ideas that doesn't give it away, but still kind of gives you some kind of hints as to what's going to happen next. And I like the directions that you go in, and so like piece by piece those elements work. I think that it's just a matter of the connections, if that makes sense. Yeah, I personally like, I could tell as I kept listening to it that it was also like super upfront and super dry, which I know that you did that on purpose. Even still, I wish that there was like some kind of space within it, some kind of thing that had that, because like, because everything is upfront, you kind of remove an element of contrast. And I'm not saying that you can't pull it off, and I'm not saying that like you did anything wrong, but I personally would have loved to maybe had you use those, like use spacing and stuff like that as a means to, what is fucking me up? What is shooting me? What is happening? What the hell was that? They're just like random floaters. Well, that sucked. But yeah, just some kind of element that was in the background or whatever that like could be like a narrator or like a messenger, something that signals that like those major changes are going to happen. And maybe that could be like one small instance to where you use something that has a little bit of space, a little bit of delay, a little bit of reverb. Like I'm sure that you have a room, you know, with the elements or whatever, but I think that the track could use just a little more contrast outside of just dynamics. I agree with you there. Thanks. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything else. There's a switch in here. Oh, there we go. And that created a room. Okay, well, how do I get there? I don't remember. Yeah, but the game was cool. Or sorry, the track was cool. Good stuff. Speed Garage Bootleg. I never make 4/4 music. It's not letting me shoot. Okay, now it's letting me shoot. Hello? Oh, maybe I can only shoot inside of that or something? I don't know. Oh, it's all good. That sucks. I think that was pretty cool. I think that the intro wasn't quite there for me because like you just need modulation with stuff. You know what I mean? Because right now like the vocal doesn't change at all, and then also the bass doesn't change at all. You could do really easy things like opening up the filter, you know, or doing something like that. I think that the initial groove is really good, but it needs something that kind of helps kind of push the pattern to keep it interesting, you know, especially for a 5-minute track. Like that's asking a lot from a listener. Rave Stab is very bit crushed. Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff. The boing boing bass feels like pixel art to me. Yeah. I think like, I think the idea is strong, but the arrangement could probably use a little bit of work. And I'd like to see you do different stuff with the vocal, or, you know what I mean? Just elaborate on some of the other elements. But like the core concept of it, as far as like, did you make Speed Garage? Like, yeah, you did the thing. I think maybe some other things. I think that you could have turned the bass down just a little bit because it's in the higher register. If it was like a really low sub, it could have been super loud, but because it's playing like a C or like in the C1 octave. Hello, reload, what the fuck? Then yeah, I'd probably turn it down just a little bit. Gain staging seem odd? What do you mean by gain staging? Oh god. Oh shit. Oh shit.
She went pee. Here's a list of the grooming stuff they do. And they didn't charge me today because they said her nails were not, they couldn't even clip them
Really?
because the vein was so close to the thing, so they just trimmed them, like filed them a little bit.
For even for her pinky one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, well, at least I didn't charge.
I can, like, you can tell that they're shorter, but they
Yeah.
didn't charge. They said, hey, we just filed them down a little bit.
How does she do with that?
She did really well. She let the groomer just take her back to her room and do her nails and then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they gave her a treat, and they said they price match on any food.
Oh, really?
And they said you buy 12 bags, you get the 13th free.
Oh.
So might be something to think about. And since they didn't charge me for the grooming, I got, this is like,
You bought something to, yeah.
supposed to be top of the line,
Yeah.
like freeze dried food. This is supposed to be really high quality.
Okay, right
So
on.
we can maybe mix it in with our other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You try a little bit, maybe a little bit less rice and a little bit of that or something.
They had a lot of really good, like, party.
Yeah.
Yeah. They carried the cheaper stuff, but they told me to okay that one. Yeah, I'm like, hey, I want organic, good, you know. So they had a lot of good healthy options.
Right on.
What do you think? Sit. Shake. Good job. Shake. Other way. Shake. Other way. Shake. Good job. Down. Good job. Good job.
Sorry, guys. Hold on a sec. She's so cute. Remember making this one on AirPods so the levels are unbalanced? Oh, yeah, it's fine. But just things that I noticed.
Down.
Wobble, can you submit an MP3? I'll wait for you, but or esoteric, can you? Oh, you okay, babe? Oh, shit. Oh shit. Yeah, Wobble, can you replace this with an MP3? Oh, he did? Oh, shit. Okay. Oh, okay, got it. Do you have any wondering about the overall arrangement in the second section where it changes in techno / jungle? Okay. I like the switch up, but I would have changed the drums right there. I dodged. What the helly? Yeah, I think that fuck. All right, hold on. Let me concentrate for a sec. Dude, I rolled. What the fuck? In my personal opinion, I think that some of the sections that you kind of change into, like, don't really, or just kind of go. It almost seems like you were just kind of writing and then just like put one section after another. That seems to be kind of the theme of today, is to like set up the next section, because as of now, like, it's cool, and I think that there's a way to that you can make all those parts fit together. But aside from the slowing down part, everything just kind of like went, and there wasn't really like a rhyme or reason behind it. And I think that with just a little bit of tweaking. God damn it. All right. After I die, I'm going to play something else. But yeah, I think that it just, you need a little bit more to connect, because it just, some of these sections here just don't make a lot of sense to me yet. So like, this works, but there was a couple of places in here to where like you just change the drum, or you change the patterns abruptly. Maybe it was here. Yeah, like that needs a signal right there before you change that. And then right there, like just going back into the next thing, you know what I mean? Like it just kind of like is there. You need something to kind of fill in that space to make it work together. And it's not to say that you can't do it, like I said before, but it's not working because it's just, there's no setup. But yeah, this music is made for a short film. Thank you for submitting, by the way. From tragedy and boredom, quiet grief to hope. Oh. You're asking me for permission? Oh. That goes to the back of your monitor, but the screws are for a VESA mount. So we might want to save them in case if you want to mount the monitor or something, but other than that. Yeah. Is that the cereal? Is it good? I should have got a bowl before I went live. I skipped someone above. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Sorry, Hoke. I don't think I've ever heard my tracks before, right? Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Sorry, but Hoke is next. My bad. My main concern with this track is that I get a little too hectic with the flow without changing up the timbre of the basses enough to keep it interesting. Somehow making it too hectic but boring. I've had so many times I'm working on it, it feels impossible for me. That decision would be cool to hear some thoughts. Yeah, sorry guys. In between chat and gaming and this, I tend to do that sometimes, but I don't do it on purpose. Bro, what is going on? I'm gonna play something that I'll probably finish by the end of the stream. So right there, I would have changed the bass during the turnaround. That was a good choice. Where is this? There it is. So, in my opinion, I think that the basses are too busy for the most part. I think that if you pulled back on some of those and then opened it up in certain cases, then it would actually preserve the value of how interesting the sounds are. But for me personally, when it comes into like heavy modulated basses and stuff, a lot of times, like if it's too much, then I tend to check out because it's just that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of a hard thing because you want to find a balance of like, oh, I want this bass to be interesting and whatnot, but I struggled with that for years of how do I make this like, or how do I use all these cool sounds that I've made in the context of a track, but with it to actually make sense. And I think that the first opening moments of the track of the drop actually work. But the problem is that as it continues to go on, it kind of is there, like it's a little bit fatiguing, and not in the sense of like pain fatiguing, but in the sense of like, okay, like it doesn't have enough negative space. And so what I would do is personally is I would play around with having something that's just the sub or maybe a distorted bass that's doesn't have as much movement, and then try to get into you know, opening up some of those sounds as some of the accents or during certain moments. Because if you can do that, then you're going to keep the sounds fresh, you know? I think that the attitude is there and that the overall vibe is, but I don't know if you noticed, but like as the track goes on, it's just kind of the same thing, and it's like ba-dum, dum, ba-dum, dum, right? And then with all of the mids and stuff that you have on top of that, I'm just kind of like, all right, I'm already bored of this, you know? Like, and I don't mean that like in any offensive way, but just as a means of, as far as like what my ears are telling me to listen to, you know? You all right? Oh, I thought you were going like, like cough, hint, hint or something. Yeah, I think the track is pretty cool though. I also think that you can use some other contrasting elements because for the most part, like I know that the main character of the the track is the bass. At the same time, it would be nice if it had like some other supporting characters or something, or some contrasting elements of like higher notes or things that is maybe softer or maybe more percussive and tighter, because the bass itself is kind of like goopy, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's kind of what I have for that one. Thank you for submitting. Okay, Helton, you're next. What am I fighting for? I honestly can't hear them that well. It's really quiet. Well, for me, I have the AC on in the background, and so I'm like, bro, fucking screen pausing is fucking me up. I honestly don't have any feedback for this. I I I don't know. Were were you like, was it, is this done, or like did you have questions about it, or like what, was it just something to share, or I mean it shipped. Okay, so that was cool, but read the description or read the title of the video. It's for a short film, just wanted me to hear. Okay. Yeah, it was cool, but I don't have anything to say because it's already done. It's really hard for me to give feedback on something that's finished, you know? I mean, I do want your advice. On that's what I'm saying. Like on what? It's not the last piece of music I'll ever write. All right. Goofy ass. Say something. I don't have anything to say. You submitted me something with nothing to say over. If you want my advice, send me something to give you advice over. That's what I would say. That doesn't take away from the interest of the track or anything of the sort. But I'm like, what do you? What yeah, it's hard for me to review something that is already done. I'd also prefer. Do I think it does? You could have said that at the beginning. But no, I don't think that it does, personally. I think that it lies in ambiguity, but I don't think that it sets on a specific center. Yeah, but if it just says, dude, if it just says music made for short films starting from tragedy to boredom to quiet to hope, that's you telling me what it is. That's not you asking me what it is, if that's what it is. You get what I'm saying? Anyways, I feel like it kind of just dwells in the realm of mystery. Which is not a bad thing, but no, I didn't get the vibe that you were going for of it being like super varied and fuck. And that's, and even then though, like that's also not a bad thing. I'm just being honest with like what I got out of it. All right, I need to concentrate, otherwise I'm going to die, and I don't want to die. I'm going to die. Oh, I left. Fair, I thought it was an implied question due to the context of submitting something for feedback. No, that's not implied at all. Like, if somebody wrote a blurb that says little dubstep thing that I made, like, what would the question be implied of like, did you make this and is this dubstep? Like, you get what I'm saying? You got to help me out here. But yeah, cool stuff, dude. Good stuff. I don't really have anything else left to say over the matter, to be honest, but I hope that the release goes well. Most of my tracks sound generically mysterious. I struggle to get happiness out of my pieces. So it's like, I think the best way that I can help you on this is to say, what do you want to say and how do you want to say it? And then say that. Like, as opposed to, you know, writing this line of these kind of motifs that are ambiguous in itself. Like, if I wanted to say, like, I don't know, anytime I make music, I usually want to say fuck you. So if I wanted to say, not to you, but if I wanted to say fuck you, like, how would I make that sound? I'd be like, you know what I mean? And that's the kind of thing within language that is hard to interpret, but there are definitely tools that you can utilize that have been established from before that help you find phrasing like that. I think is the best way I could describe that. But sometimes, like, maybe even like in the before you write, you know, if you have something that you want to get out, or you have that emotion, like, reference some music that makes you feel that way, right? So what are some pieces of music that make you feel like this, that make you feel like whatever? And then even if it's supposed to be varied and have a lot of different parts to it, you can still kind of you can still write from emotion to emotion and then figure out how to connect them later down the line. But as of now, I don't think that like the tonality of it changes enough for it to warrant like, oh, it's all of this, you know? Because like the things that you're describing within your track all can kind of exist with the same, like I could get all three of those things from any piece of music that somebody wrote. You know what I mean? I think that the nature of those emotions that you're describing are kind of ambiguous in nature already. So I think that maybe that's why it's kind of difficult to make that, you know what I'm saying? Fuck. Dude, I hate ladders. That should be my new YouTube channel name. I hate ladders. Yeah. Right on. Well, thanks for submitting. I'm going to go ahead and play DJ Striden's tune now. And submit me something that's not done, and I'll be able to give you a little bit more feedback. Corey says that she likes it. She says this is giving modern Sailor Moon vibes. Fuck, I missed. That's not good. You have way too many elements going on at once. I think that music, like musicality wise, you have some really good ideas in there. My thing is that there's just not enough contrast and not enough negative space, because for the most part it's just pressure the entire track. And for the most part, for me personally, like you need some silence in there, some negative space that is going to kind of give everything a break to like, and spaces to breathe. But if you listen to the main riff, when you have the lead over everything, it's just like layer on layer on layer on layer on layer, you know? It's not necessarily that you need to simplify. It's that I would make your elements take turns, right? Which you kind of had a hint of during the second part, to where you brought the lead back and you were playing the bass, where it was like bass, melody over the lead. And I think that was a step in the right direction. But at the very beginning, you know, it's just full blast on like all of the tracks together. And as you get better, you'll have confidence in and comfortability with letting the tracks sit on their own more often, to where you're not going to be having all of that. Like, even if you listen to melodic dubstep, like I'm guessing that you're really interested in like Virtual Riot and Monster Cat Radio and all that other stuff, even though there are a ton of elements that are happening within the track, most of the time they're all just mini call and responses that are taking turns over each other, unless if there is a harmonization to where it sounds like those instruments are playing together. You could utilize something like voice leading to where you have multiple instruments, but all of them are only playing a single note that creates a chord. And sometimes that can help you, you know, create a full range sound. But if you have all these things going on at once, like I can only pay attention to one or two melodies at a time. Could be once every 4 or 8 bars instead of every bar. Right. Yeah. And being comfortable with like leaving open spaces, right? So maybe on the first phrase you have that pitch down bass, but then you don't have anything on the second one, right? You have just complete silence. And then that gives you a moment to either fill it with something else or to just like breathe. And that's kind of where I think that you should be looking for, you know, like you're getting there, you're kind of close, but those are things that are kind of holding you back from like, you know, making this what you want it to be. But I think that compositionally wise, everything was pretty sound. And I think that like, if I heard a piano version of this or an orchestral version of this, I would probably enjoy it even more, because that was the strongest part of your music, in my opinion, was the musicality aspect. All right. Big Huilamane. Struggling with arrangement, how to make certain parts of a track more distinguished. Could you please give me some advice on that? Tiptoe through the tulips by the window. All right, baby. I love you. Again? Oh, she's probably marking. Okay. Minecrafting. Distinguished like a classy gentleman. So my thing with this is that, like, in terms of arrangement and in terms of like how to create different parts to the beat, you need to kind of like, oh fuck, you need to kind of like treat it like a remix almost, you know what I mean? Because as of now, like, you have the main idea, which is the, you know, the do, right? But what are some elements, or like, where do you want it to go? Do you want it to kind of just keep the groove going, or do you want it to, you know, add energy? Do you want it to chill out? Or, you get what I mean? And those are like really healthy questions to help you decide what to do next. Because as of now, it's kind of just a loop. But I mean, even if you did something like add some hats, or filter out the melody for the next section, you know, or like throw some kind of like vocal thing over the top that's like old speech or something like that. Those are things that you can utilize. I mean, well, the track itself and the loop itself kind of is something that feels like it's supposed to be more chill anyways. You know what I mean? Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but like, if you want something that's not so boring, then like use a different loop. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that your track is boring, but I'm going based off of what you said about your track. Sorry. Concentrated mode. No. Okay. Might have some things in mind, even do some lyrics. Yeah. Like even just pulling everything back and like just playing the bass or like filter out the melody and like pull everything into a lo-fi section can kind of, you know what I mean, kind of keep the groove. And then you can stop the drums, play just the melody, and then do some kind of other thing to where you like you bring it all back together, you know. But that's really what arrangement comes down into, is just offspring. Like when it comes to hip hop, everything is just offspring of the main section 9 times out of 10. So you can use the main section or like your drop, whatever you want to call it, to create your intro and your outro and your other sections. But you just want to spin off the ideas of each part and then decide, okay, well, where do I want the energy to go? Or what are my listeners' expectations? This is really good. What are my listeners' expectations and where do I want to take them? That's probably the best advice that I can give you on that. But yeah, cool tune. I would say like, and don't like, this is fine too. Like if you ever listen to some beat tapes, like J Dilla or Madlib or something else of the sort, like they just have one idea, but they make the track shorter. So like, this is okay. It doesn't have to be like super dynamic or whatever. It just depends on what you're wanting to do. But yeah, dude, thanks for listening. Wondering how much this sounds like a completed song. If there's something missing or off, how does it blend? We'll probably add length or another varied section. Okay, before I go any further, what I would have done is I would have used that melody across a few different instruments, and I would have played with not introducing the bass or any neuro shit from the beginning. Like, none of that. Maybe a sub, but none of that. I would have had the drums and something that is either filtered or under convolution. God damn it. Something of the sort that is not the full maximum frequency. And then when I would have dropped it, I would have just done the bass with the drums and stuff. But right now, like, you're kind of in this state of confusion. That's probably not the right way to describe what I'm trying to say. But right now there's this state of like maybe in confidence because like you're already playing everything together. You know what I mean? Where you don't need that. Like just let the melody, yeah, just let the melody ride and then build it up and then let the bass play and then you've got your sections. But right now, like you kind of start the beat and with the basses and stuff and it's hard because it's stuck. I think that's what I was trying to get at. Because you gave everything away at the beginning, it's hard to figure out where to go because like you know what I mean? Like it's like, ah, shit. It's like you fumbled all the elements of the track. Yeah, and even now it's like, what is going on? Did you see that I left the screen and another meteor popped up right next to it? That's fucking annoying. Yeah, it's cool, but it's all over the place. Like, it doesn't have, but I had no idea what was happening on the second section. Why is your game so smooth? Where pixel? Because I have a filter on it. No, that's great. Lack of creativity. Is your name inspired by Joey B? Yeah, but I'm an ambient noise guy, not a neuro-based guy. I disagree with Alckemy. I wish the second section was pushed further in the weirdness. That microtonal detune pluck was awesome. No, I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. There was no lead up to it. And there was like, it just did it abruptly and then was just like, okay, here we are. Like, I'm all for doing stuff like that, but you need to make it make sense. And right now it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, like, have a really big impact or something like that that blows it out, and then, you know, slowly introduce the texture and stuff and create like a new phrase or like a new pattern with it. But the way that it jumped from the first section into the next one and then kind of had like weird whatever, that didn't really explain anything because there was no indicator for rhyme or reason behind what the story was. That's my take on it. So, like, by all means, do it, but it's like, why? Why are you doing that? Makes sense to me. Yeah. I think I agree, actually. I knew you would. I misunderstood. Yeah, like, dude, like, there are no rules to music. I'm not like celebrating the elements or building them up. It doesn't even necessarily have to be that. It's more of just like, you need to lead the listener either to a trap or to where they expect to go. You know what I mean? And sometimes when you like, sometimes if you surprise them in the wrong way, which in this case is me, it's kind of like, that didn't work out for me. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, oh, here's the next thing. And it was just shoved to me. And it was just like, you know? The best, when people do it best, they create an anticipation, right? They create an expectation about like where it should go. And then at that moment, they decide whether or not it wants to, you know what I mean? Go where the person thought it was going or where it's a surprise. But if something changes abruptly, it pulls out of the immersion of what you built all of this energy for, or what you built all of the, like, you built a world and then you totally switched worlds on me. And it wasn't smooth enough for me to make that adjustment with how fast you changed to it. I think that's the best way I can explain that. Yeah. It's still cool. Like, you have cool elements in there, but I think that at the beginning, I would most likely like just start with the melody, then do the bass drop, then bring the melody back, have some kind of riser that goes up into that, and then go into the weird, you know, the weird section that has that. Like, I like the fact that you're using kind of those like clonks, you know, that you hear in like halftime and trap and stuff. But like, if you're going to do that, then you need to stand on business with it. You know what I mean? Like, you really need to like own it, because right now you kind of have it as in like every other section, but I would have just made that the main thing, right? So like the bonum, wait, bonum, donum, you know, while you're playing that, like you have so many opportunities in here to just ride with that, but instead you kind of like, here's an idea, but I'm not really confident in it, and it shows. And I don't mean to like call you out on that and to say like you did something wrong, but just as a means of like, nah, man, like fucking own that shit. But I've seen that work as well, like a song that starts one way completely. Well, I'm just trying to explain why it didn't work in this context. Was a half step out of tune. I don't know if that was intentional. 6, super glad I asked. Thanks. Yeah, dude. Cool track. Thank you for submitting. You know, update it or send me something else next time. I forgot that I'm supposed to go the low route on this. Also, that sound effect. Oh, you guys can't hear it because the music, or this is turned down almost completely. The queue is open, so if somebody who hasn't submitted yet is watching, throw something in there and I'll roast it. I say roast it, but I don't mean that. Oh, fuck. I see. Speaking of confidence, I there we go. Okay. There we go. I somehow forgot that I'm the Neurobase Sage. I have some very invaluable feedback for Neurobase producers. I am not the Neurobase Sage. I struggle with this shit every day, but I listen to a lot of it, and like I do a lot of thinking on this matter. I'm always glad that I accidentally found this channel. I don't have enough musical output to post something more than once a year. We should still post something. Or like you could, you know, you could make some music. Dude, like making music is so fucking easy these days. It's only when you start getting picky and shit that it gets difficult. But as a means of like what the actual output is to make something that sounds like quote unquote good, like fuck. Yeah, like I could make something in 5 minutes. No, I'm not. No, I refuse to own that because like if you think I'm good, you should see my friends. That's what I would say. People used to say that to me about tricking and stuff, and I'm like, I have some skill, but nah, man, like you should see my friends. They deserve all the credit. Yeah, if you don't give a fuck, then it's really fucking easy. But the more that you give a fuck, the harder it gets. Dude, just wait till I get Chi on the channel. Like he's coming at some point. I don't know when, but he's going to come on the channel. Actually, just go look at the other people that I've had on the channel for interviews. Like listen to their music and you'll be like, "Oh, that's what Ian was talking about." My mind is alternating between wanting to make nasty D&B song and writing a small piece for a string quintet. Where did the term neuro come from? I think it stemmed from neurofunk way back in the early 2000s. We're also just schmoving through this game, which is nice. Blonde bass makes me think of where it comes from. It came from 90s via Ed Rush and Optical. Oh, was that supposed to be like a quiz question or something? Like, what? Why are you asking questions that you already know the answer to? That's really my issue. I give too much of a fuck. Well, you have to remember that like music is a language and you have to build a fluency within the language. And the only way to do that is to like speak in broken language. You know what I mean? Like if I if I am like somewhere else in a foreign country and I need something, okay, so you don't care about the history, cool. So you went like so you asked me a quiz question, answered the question, and then said I don't care about what are you talking about? What? Yo, I know that communication is hard, but like, what? Get owned, Alk? I guess so. Yeah, fuck. I didn't know that I was in class. And not only am I in class, but the fact that I didn't know the answer off the top of my head means that I don't care. I Why can't I see half of your messages in my chat? It's because you're in top chat as opposed to live chat. That was a good chuckle. Yeah, I hate it. I think it's so stupid. If you think about it, we can only see half of every person at a time, their appearance and what they appear to be, not their true self. You'd only see half of me anyways. Well, that's assuming that a person is only split into two parts. I think that creatures in general are complicated in that there are many sides to people. It's just that certain contexts and certain aspects of it bring them out. And your true self is something that is a gradient anyways. You know what I mean? It's completely situational. Like even if you looked at someone's entire life decisions, uh, from the moment that they're born versus like when they die, there's still so much shit that's like hella unexplainable that is like, why did they do that? That you would not be able to tell. What they are and what they show. What did my friend say a long time ago? There's no, never mind. That doesn't apply. Sorry. Yeah, I think that even then, um, you know, that still doesn't explain a person into two parts, you know. I'm really bad at the mashing part. It's not that I can't do it fast, it's just the timing of it is really strange. Oh shit, I thought he was dead. Well, death number 1. I have beaten this game without dying before. I just need to get better at mashing. Because, like, you have to attack and dash. There we go. I'm just going to trade. There you go. It's serviceable. But yeah, it's, like, there's also parts to people that they want to show that they haven't, like, grown into yet. You know, there's also parts to people that they don't know about themselves. I use music as a foil and I'm consistently overwhelmed by imposter syndrome. I'm not good enough and everyone hiring my service as a composer are doing it out of pity? Are you saying that everyone is hiring you out of pity? Am I reading that correctly? Makes no sense, but that's how I feel. Well, I mean, you can't help how you feel. That's out of your control. But you can always make up a new narrative. Like, what if they hire you because you're good? Doesn't matter if it's true or not. Like, find your why. At the end of the day, it's like, do you like your music? If the answer is no, then congrats, you're an artist. If the answer is yes, then congrats, keep doing it. You know what I mean? I should have this level memorized by now, but I don't. I only have the second level memorized. Oh, fuck. I knew shit. Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I would say, so what if they're only hiring you out of pity? They still chose you. They still chose to do it. It doesn't matter if it was nice or whatever. Like, it's a job, and so make the most of the job. You know, I don't know. I'm very task oriented of like, I have to do something. And even though I'm the kind of person that does also care about quality and whatever, it's like, yo, like, you got to fucking do the thing. I did a job for Arturia not too long ago. I'm under NDA, so I can't necessarily talk about what it is exactly. But jump, fuck. But the problem is that, like, I ran into the same thing. Or not the problem, but like, I was like, fuck, there are so many other people that should be doing this instead of me. Even when I was in Circus Soleil, right? Like, there was people that are fucking a million times better than my athletic capabilities. The thing is they chose me. And because they chose me, like, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do my fucking job. And that's kind of all I really cared about once I got in. I don't know. It's kind of hard to live your life if you feel like everything is like a mistake. Because the truth of the matter is that it might be, but whatever is happening to you in the moment is happening in the moment. And you can either embrace the moment or you can live for the moment that's supposed to feel good. You know what I mean? And I think that I learned that from a lot of things. Like, I know that it probably doesn't seem like it. I'm not really like an aggressive type of person, but I've exchanged hands with quite a few people in my lifetime. Being punched in the face, you know, all sparring, like, yeah, whatever. But when you're sparring with people, like, are you going to like wait for them to like have a video game opening to where they say hit me, or are you going to make some mistakes? And that's part of life, right? Is like making those mistakes and then figuring out how to work within that and adjust to that. And the reason why I mentioned mistakes and stuff is because maybe you feel like, you know, the hiring part or whatever is also a mistake, but at the end of the day, it's like, you're here. It's like you got put in a situation, so make the most of it. But like, the fact of the matter is, like, everybody has imposter syndrome. Even the people that I look up to. I've talked to them about it several times. It's just part of it, bro. Fuck. I do like my music, but not in the sense that it should earn me anything material. I like making and talking about and participating in music-related circles. Well, if you don't think that you should, like, I'm confused because, like, you don't have to earn anything if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do this as a job. But when it comes into work and all that other stuff, it's like, did you do the job? If the answer is yes, then you should be paid for it. You know what I mean? There we go. I don't have imposter syndrome. I don't believe you. I have to learn the Freda wait for their move. I'm physically impaired by indecision and lack of initiative. Well, then you need to be punched in the face more. Because some stuff is just reaction. It's not, it can't be all calculated. Oh no, we have a skeptic here? Yeah, you're not fooling me, bro. Sorry. Call it healthy skepticism. I fucking hate this boss. He has way too much health. Oh, god damn it. But yeah, dude, I don't know. Don't beat yourself up. Long story short, it's like, no, I do want to earn something that's not worthy of it. Real job, building wall, breaking rock. Dude, instead of like all of this shit, just fucking be thankful that you're in a position that you can fucking earn anything off of whatever your interests are in. Because most of the people that exist in the world hate their fucking job. So like, you need to throw the imposter syndrome out of the way and say, do I like doing this? Yes. Thank God I can do this. You know what I mean? Like, here's my thing. Like, I get so tired of making tutorials and like whatever, like, but the thing is like, what else would I rather be doing? Probably Cirque, but my body, I don't think my body can handle doing flips on stage, you know, in the long run for much longer. You know what I mean? Unless if I'm doing like dumb easy shit. But like, you have an opportunity. So I have in the past figured it out. I don't have it anymore. Okay, that's different than saying that like you've never had it though. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, it's cyclic. But I think that rather than trying to make the thing about you, it's the sentiment is that I'm trying to explain how common it is. So like it doesn't matter. And unless if it was something that was bothering you, you know what I mean? Like you did have it really bad and like you needed to talk about it. Like I don't mean this in a mean way, but I don't care. It's insignificant. If you don't have it, then great. Like congrats. But for everybody else who, you know, is trying to push their skills and like trying to work closer to who they admire for any kind of like work output or creative thing of like, yo, I want to be the next Beethoven. I want to be the next Chi. I want to whatever. Like it's inevitable. It is the natural desire to want to improve oneself that reflects who they look up to or who they're inspired by. I firmly believe that that is an innate trait between any human that creates something who takes inspiration from other creators. that it can get better to the point where you don't have it anymore, then why didn't you just say that? Or why didn't you just say, I don't have imposter syndrome anymore, or I got past it? You get what I'm saying? Oh shit. Terrible timing on that. Because I too am human. Yeah, I know. Words are hard. I get it. Bro, fucking... There we go. So now what we do, I'll write something real quick and get some feedback to get the stream going. I mean, or I could just play the game and we could just keep chatting. Taking a lot of damage. No wave, only MP3s. You can submit a wave. I just want it to be a file that's not a link. But the title says tune feedback. Yeah, I know, right? Why the no links? Because while I'm gaming, it's easier for me to hit the play button. And sometimes, like, if I do a SoundCloud link or something, it will... Well, sometimes I get weird links, but sometimes it will say, you can only watch this on SoundCloud, and I don't want to have to click into another window to play, or, like, to open it up. I just want to be able to hit play, depending on what I'm playing, and just go, boom. Going to buy some bread at the grocery store, and Giant Walrus Cyborg raids or store some shit. I don't know, that could still happen. Just wanting some feedback on the drums and the overall mix. I don't want to sound too generic / amateurish. I think the snare in the second part especially sucks. Okay. Yeah, the snare is just too high passed and too dry. I wouldn't say that it sucks, but yeah. Do you know what a gated reverb snare is? There's one in there. Okay, so make the reason why I ask is because like there wasn't very much reverb on that snare. And so like I would crank it to the max and like have a really big wash of sound and then cut it in between when the next kick hits. Oh shit. I forgot that I have double jump. You can technically go through this game without double jumping. Bro. I could probably still beat him with half a thing. It could switch to a different chord progression for a section. What genre was it? I don't even know. But I turned it down. Yeah, I turned it back up. And then also it sounds like your snare is just... You have such a thin layer that I would either layer it or take off or like unhigh pass it or something. Because right now it's just... It's so small compared to everything else. Cooked. Kernel is cooked. Easy. I don't know what genre I was kind of going for, but whatever. How do you say that name? Juchi? Juice? Juche? Hoochie? Hooche? Hooch? Hey? I don't know how to say that name. Wait. What'd you say to me? No, that was bad. I could do better. North Korean communism, Juch? Fuck, I don't know. Those guys have so much health. I don't know the context, but he makes wavy synth melodic stuff. Juchu, where's my car? Yeah, I think you could do better too. Oh, by the way, we have to watch this cutscene with sound. Sorry. It's a must. I mean, merely searching juice in the Google shows North Korea. Then it's probably not that. Just saying.
Stay with me, brother.
That sucks. Okay, let me try that again. I had to genuinely explain to a friend of mine why communism is in fact not a good idea and why you can't, how I suggested, have communism and democracy in one. That was interesting. That sounds like a hard conversation to have. I don't want to talk about politics in this channel, but yeah, I don't dig into communism. Oh, that thing hurts me? That sucks. I see you're playing Mega Man, how nice. Sometimes it's very hard to express my humor in English and through text. Oh. Did you say something funny? How are you, Ian? Has Vegas cooled down at all? No, it hasn't. It's hot as fuck. I'm doing good. I'm just chilling. I'm probably gonna finish this game before I hop off stream. So if anybody has any tune, or if anybody hasn't submitted yet, I'd say hop in. But yeah, I'm gonna see it through. I forgot I'm supposed to. That's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to bully her into the corner. Okay. Yeah, that was way easier. Every boss in this game has a specific gimmick. Damn, Alex, sorry. Couldn't have hurt me more. No, like, hold on. Let's watch this cutscene. I'm saying that, like, you didn't put anything in chat.
Iris.
It says hi, and then it says sometimes it's very hard to express.
Stay away from Replifos. Let's live together in a world where only Reploids exist.
Yeah, because there's like.
Iris, there's no world just for Reploid. It's only a fantasy.
Yes, I know.
I think you're misunderstanding me.
I wanted to live in a world where only Reploids exist with you.
Oh, trust me, it gets better.
Iris. Iris! Iris!
It dropped into the 70s. Oh man, I would love to have a day in the 70s. I miss Tennessee so much.
Ah! No, this isn't happening. There's no reason for me to go on. What? What am I fighting for?
Okay. Anyways, Records has a track. Yeah, what I was trying to say was that like in between hi and sometimes I say something funny, like I was like, did you post something that I missed? That's what I was saying. I wasn't saying did you say some dumb shit and it was supposed to be funny. I was saying that like did I miss something? Was referring to the North Korea thing. The whole Juchi thing was supposed to be funny. Oh, see, I wasn't sure if you were being serious or not. I hate this fucking boss. Oh. I got too ambitious. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh. I might have to replay this because the track is so quiet. Fuck. I hate this boss. I'm gonna start this over because it's yeah, it's at 100% and this is just so quiet. I've been growing my hair out and it's rough when it's Alck's not ready for the non-0 dB left tracks. I guess not. Wait, I have to go all the way through this again? Oh, I got game over. That's why. That was a bad place to be. It's still so fucking quiet. Step 1, export at 0 dB. Is this me? No, this isn't me. I think that the bass line could use a melody. Because right now it's just wham, wham, wham. In fact, there's like almost no melody through this track. No. No. Fuck. Thank you, shit. I jumped right into him. Why did I do that? Oh my god. No. This is the worst fucking pattern. Yeah, so my thing with this track is that like it doesn't really have a tonal center. It's just kind of like it's ambient, but it doesn't have an idea. It's just kind of like here's some stuff, you know? And I think that the issue with it is that it needs a hook. It needs something that like I'm going to remember the track by. Because as of now, it just doesn't have a lot of interest to me. And I think that if you can find a main idea for your track, then that will kind of help you figure out what to do with the rest of it, if that makes sense. I have no notes for composition, how it sits in the spectrum. I think it'd be cool to make it fuller, grittier in places. Yeah, like I would like a main idea, like a main melody or something. You add melody towards the end, but even then it's so subtle that it's like, oh fuck. It's kind of like, what is this track about? You know, I think that's the big thing for me is what is the track about? The reason why I hate this fucking boss so much is because there's almost no way to hit this guy right there without taking damage. It's a bad thing. The lack of melee is very, very appealing to me, but I'm very pretentious composer, so there's your audience. Well, I mean, that's fine, but to me, like, the thing is like, if you're going to have stuff that is not going to have a theme, it needs to have some kind of context. And because I don't have context for this track, whether it be for a game or a scene or something like that, it doesn't paint the picture for me. Like, you have to realize that when you're making music, like, everything has to make sense, and like it needs to, you need to build a world for it to be interesting. I don't think that the elements with what you have are interesting enough for me to be like, I like this and I want to listen to it again, because everything that I heard was like just in the realm of ambiguity. You know what I mean? Ambiguity can work, don't get me wrong, but as a means of like, how am I supposed to sing this song? Got another play for being too quiet. Okay, I'll do better next time around. Look, I get gain staging and stuff, but like, you gain staged a little too hard. I think it's vibey. Don't mind an ambiguous atmosphere. I don't think that, like, that's kind of my thing, is I don't feel like the vibe, I don't think that there is a vibe yet. Like, it's close, but it's just kind of, yeah, I don't think that there is a vibe yet. I don't think that there's enough emotion in there. It's not that kind of track. I mean, that's fine if, yeah. You're all tweaking how there's no vibe and emotion. It's okay. 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 Oh, shit. It doesn't matter to me. There we go. I think vocal samples will elevate that a lot. I think that there are vocal samples in there. Burial-esque vocal chops? Yeah, there are vocal samples in here. But that's it. Like, that's the track. And it's like, I think that without having something there, like a chord, you know, a melody, something, you know, it's just kind of like, all right, like, if this is a vibe to you, I'm not here to tell you any different. Like, that's fine. But for me personally, like, I need more context. Have 3 elements of rhyme, rhythm, and harmony? No. There's plenty of tracks out there that have like only one of those elements, you know? Like, listen to Torque Limit from Audica. Like, there's literally no melody in that. Not a single one. But it's so compelling because the texture is done in such a way that actually makes sense. But for a track like this, it feels like somebody started a track and like I don't know, wrote this way horizontally, but like didn't provide, like, there's no theme of the track. A melody is with a single, is a line. A melody is a line of singular notes, and harmony is a collection of notes together with something, or more than two notes. Sorry. A melody is a single voice, and harmony is multiple voices. Sorry, that's a better description of that. Sorry, as a means for advice for the track, though, just add more shit. I don't think that the vocal thing itself is a strong enough, like, is a strong enough hook to keep it interesting. Can't argue with that. It's definitely an ethereal floater. It's to be heard. Only to be heard, to be forgotten. Melody is what you sing. Harmony is what backs it. Fuck. I like your stuff, VA. Yeah, it's not to say that, like, this is bad, but, I mean, just from my opinion, like, I've got 5 minutes of ambient stuff as well, but, and I don't want to compare and say that you should make stuff like me, but the kind of thing that I have, like, usually has a very clear center to where it serves both purposes, you know? I might just take an L on this. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just fuck them up. Yeah, this is a Capcom game. So like this, like the dragon is Akuma essentially. He's even got the beads. Music does not have to be anything. It is what it is. Either resonates with an individual or it doesn't. Thanks to StreamHawk. It's cool of you to keep doing these. Yeah, for sure. Well, I think that you can provide a sound experience to somebody, but that does not make it music. Like if you all have listened to my Tales of the Coffin EP, like that's not music. What it is something that you can listen to, right, as a sound experience, but that, yeah, I wouldn't call it music. What is music? Why don't you ask ChatGPT? I'd ask to when there's Dr. Neurobase right here. Well, that's because I already described what music is to me. I think that music has to have at least one of those elements that you had mentioned. Do I think that going outside and hearing critic is music? I think that you can make music out of it, but no, I wouldn't say that it's music. Music is music, and music is a form of art expression. Thinking that art has to be something specific defeats the purpose. I don't think so. I think that where we're not making sense is that it's not how I would define music, but I'm not trying to tell you that how you define it is wrong. Does that make sense? Because I don't care. You could, you know, fucking put nails on the chalkboard and call it music if you want to. I don't really care. But like for me personally, that's not how I would define it. I think what matters at the end of the day is like if you like your track and you're like, yeah, this is it for me, you know, whatever, then yeah, I don't care. It doesn't matter. But if you're gonna ask my opinion, then I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. Fucking hate this boss. Music has to be made by humans. Natural tonality. See, I wouldn't even agree with that. I think that birds make music. Thanks for the African gray parrot. There's no authority? Oh, yes, there is. What are you talking about? There's no authority? Bro. Do you know why a lot of birds sing? It's a mating call. And if the bird doesn't like the call, they don't get down to business. Oh, authorality. I don't agree with that either. Birds have, like, certain species of birds have specific songs, and a lot of times they'll sing the same thing. And they also have a voice that is unique to them. Well, just add more shit. Well, that's kind of what I'm saying is, like, if you had something that was a focus of the track, then it would give you a guide of what to add and what to take away. But as of now, if you just throw a bunch of shit together, then yeah, of course it doesn't make sense. That it feels like there's not enough intention behind the track. That's what I'm saying. There's no artistic intent behind that. It's the same as eating for it. I don't agree with that either. Art must be made by humans. I don't agree with that either. An elephant that makes a painting says hello. Oh, I cooked him this time. Humans are the best at art, but I don't think it's exclusive to... Yeah. I agree with that too. I mean... So, I mean, by that logic, we would also be saying that, like, AI doesn't make art either. It doesn't matter that AI was made by a person. An elephant that was domesticated by a human to hold the brush and move it in order to procedure is what we read as a word. Is... Bro, like, you're dissecting this way too hard, brother. The elephant has no artistic intent. I mean, in the same way that you all are telling me that like art can be anything, like you're doing the exact opposite of putting it into, you know what I mean? I hike to the top of Angel. But the thing with it is that art imitates life and life imitates art. I made a very hard line. That was art. Must be made by humans. Yeah, I agree. Intent is secondary at best. Like, I guarantee, like, if I start a beat right now and I'm like, yo, I want to make a beat because I want to be artistic, like, my beat's probably going to turn to shit. I don't think I've ever seen him do that before. But if I'm like, man, I feel like shit, or I'm really sad, you know, like, do artists need a brain? I know I'm way small minority here, but that's quite okay as well. Dude, there's 7 people in the chat. Like, I wouldn't worry about it. You're fine. Like, I don't think we have enough people in this chat to have a minority. Sigma? More like Ligma. What an interesting combo.
Tremble with terror. You are finished.
Been working on that track. But yeah, I would just look up ChatGPT and look up what the definition is, because I don't think that my definition is satisfying is satisfying a consensus. Started what I meant by artistic intent. Right away, but with the intention. That's what I'm saying. No, I didn't misunderstand you. That's what I'm saying. The intention to literally make art. Like, that's people don't do that. They don't make art because they're like, I want to make art. They're like, I have an outlet that is channeling something from within. But it doesn't have to be art to get that. Like, it could be something like sports or food, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't have to be art in order to satisfy that need. Could be mating, I don't know. I make music because it's cathartic, and if someone else considers it art, then it's art to them.
Are you ready for your final journey?
Nice. That was big. We're gonna one-shot this guy. Hello? Oh, fuck. That was close. I got a really good pattern this time. And that is Mega Man X4. Hello? Hey, baby. Yep. Dude, I've beaten this game so many times that I just... Yeah. Do I think that... Do you think that you are that different from said Songbird? Honestly, I don't think it matters. I think it's trying to tell people what art is like trying to tell them what they should believe in. You know what I mean? Like, to me, like, I don't think of it that deeply. I think about it as it's just something that I like.
This is what happened to
It's
me.
something that
This
I...
is my fate. I couldn't save anyone after all.
Yeah.
Iris!
Iris.
Please stop, brother. Sarah.
Iris, did we Reploids all turn out to be mavericks after all?
This is recreational arguing. I'm not the kind of person that likes to argue, to be honest. Oh, GG. Hi, Squeak. Hi, baby. Oh, hello. Hello, sweet girl. Hi. Hello. Hello. Can you not give me licks? Don't you think this reminds me of Dragon Ball Z? No, not at all. Some of them are caused by that and pass through my consciousness. Well, don't be pretentious. Hi, baby. Have you been good? Did you go take a nap? Is that what you did? Did you go take a nap? Yeah. Oh, sweet girl. You good dog? Yes, you are. You happy puppy? Yeah, you happy dog? Hmm? Well, friends, that was a stream. We did the thing. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I do some tune feedback. One of the credits was Sensei. It was probably somebody's nickname or something. You're kind of stinky. Is it already bath time for you? Is it already time to take another bath? Why are you so smelly? At least you're soft. Cheers, homie. Thank you for everything. Yeah, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'll keep doing the feedback thing, just because I feel like I could be making music or something, but I wanted to at least give it like a month to try. Is there something else that we could do instead on Saturdays that maybe might be more interesting? Aside from just like beat making or sound design. Should I just have a straight up gaming stream? It's okay. Maybe there can be a community feedback thing in the Discord. Well, there is. There's the critique and request, right? Hello. Hello, Smelly. You good puppy? You been good? No, that's all good. Ouch. Yeah, cool. Well, I don't really have anything else that I want to do. I beat the game. Thanks for hanging. Much love. And Jesus, dude. Thanks for hanging. Much love. I guess I'll see you all on Monday. Maybe tomorrow or so I'll kick it in the Discord or something. But yeah. All right. Much love, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you all on Monday and have a great rest of your evening. I love to see gaming streams. Okay, make sure you show up. Maybe I'll rage at Elden Ring or something again. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.